What is up, guys? It's Mitchell or Deity, and we are back with part 6 of the guide series. I know this episode took me a little bit longer to get out, but those of you that are watching down the road, it won't matter for you. So with part 6, the first thing, I had a list of things I wanted you to finish. I actually messed up on the list. I apologize. I put 10-3 to farm for your Diabolist, however you say your name. It's actually 12-3. So hopefully you guys caught that. If you didn't, it's not a big deal. You still farmed, you still made progress. So the first thing is going in and 6-starring your Kale. Before we get too far in, if you guys have not downloaded Raid, QR code at the top, download link in the description. When you download using my link, you're going to be getting Tagoar right away, Ugo at level 25, Ultimate Gallic at level 45, and Lady Quillen at level 50. That's 4 great epic champions. Go and enter the promo code Monkey King to get the character Sun Wukong. He is a legendary. And then log in for 7 days to get Alice, another legendary character, for free. So that's 6 insane champs to start. If you're following along with this guide series, you've probably already done that to make it to part 6, but I have to say it. So I will see you all back in the video. I want us to do this right when we get in. We're going to go to upgrade rank. And then we need to go and take all of our fodder that we are going to be putting into it. So for me, I have been utilizing the champion vault. This is something I wanted to show. The champion vault, you go to your heroes, click down here at the bottom under my face cam, and you'll be able to put characters in here. With putting the characters in here, it frees up your inventory space. I have talked about that before, but some people were multiple episodes into the guide and they're like, wait, there's extra space. So just know that that is there. But now we're going to go to upgrade rank. We're going to feed our 5 characters in and go ahead and upgrade. And now we have a 6-star Kale. Once your Kale is 6-star, it is huge for your account. All right. So one of the things you can do right when you 6-star him is you do have the option to put this barrel into him. Okay, I told you guys save the barrel for whenever you 6-star a character. If you want to, you can use the barrel. Otherwise, you could just upgrade him with whatever potions you have and then do the rest of his upgrading from there. Whichever way you want to do it, it's all good. I'm going to go ahead and just use the barrel on Kale though. So just apply and it's going to take him directly to level 60. All right, that is amazing. Now, once he is level 60, he's going to be infinitely stronger than what you used to. And the next thing I'd want to do is go ahead and try to get him to 6-star Ascension. So with this, I'm going to have to wait for a time that the other type is on, so I can combine. So I'm just going to go in the potion mixer. We'll go ahead and combine. How many do I need? 6, and that puts me at 6, and I need to combine one of this, and we are good to go. So that's the nice thing about 3 stars. They are very easy to ascend, but if you do not have enough for this, you will need to go in and farm. Now with that 6th ascension, 2 things it does: gives him a stat boost. Lastly, it gives him the ability to equip a banner. So with banners, you can get additional attack, you can get accuracy on him. Banners are really good, which we'll get into that as we get a little bit stronger. So now that that is done, we still do not have a good overall. We do have this ring, and this ring is better for him. It is a dark elf ring. We got it from a clan versus clan thing. So if you guys saw the clan versus clan challenges that happen, you just have to play the game and do any stamina you burn or things you complete in the game will give you points. We ended up getting that for our Kale. So this is a much better ring. I won't put it on him for now, but we will end up putting it on eventually. So the biggest thing that gives as well, though, 6-starring him, is now you can go to masteries and we can go ahead and select this. This has a 60% chance of inflicting bonus damage. So when you're fighting bosses, things with super high HP, you are going to do a ton more. So this is the idea for doing big clan boss damage. Now your Kale is going to do a lot more. You will see as you use him. And overall, the build's pretty good. I still have the lifesteal gear. I'm on a 4-star. Everything with him is fine. He's close to 100 crit rate. I'm happy with everything. Ideally, we could get a crit damage banner or a crit damage necklace. I'm not sure what the necklace is called. Then the banner is going to be either accuracy or attack. That is the idea Kale. But for now, that is the first thing I wanted to do. The second thing I wanted to do was go and get yourself a War Maiden, a Spirit Host, and an Harris. And then if you farm for Diabolist, that's perfect. But now that your Kale is 6-star, you're going to be able to go into campaign and your Kale is just going to cook through these stages. Any stage you struggled with before, you should have no problems with now. So if you haven't already gone and fully cleared out the rest of the chapter, the rest of Brutal Campaign, I want you to go ahead and finish this out. You might not 3-star the last stage, we will talk about that, but try to 3-star every stage leading up to that. So as you see, I have to go back and get some more of this done. But once you're done with that, I'll meet you back here in just a second. Okay, so now that you're Kayla 6-starred, I wanted you to go through and fully clear out all of the brutal campaign. It was super easy. The final boss you may have to fight multiple times because it's RNG, whether it gets the attack that one-shots you or not. But once you do it a few times, you'll be able to finish that, and then you will end up with multiple sacred shards. Okay, so with those sacred shards, I highly suggest saving all your summons to spend on events. I always say this. I will probably end up ripping all my shards in this video just for fun, but those of you guys that want to actually go for a fusion or go for one of the events in the game, it's always smart to save every single summon you get and only summon on different events, especially when there's characters that have raid up that you want to go for. So I also then wanted you to make sure you have one of each of the characters. You want to make sure you have a Harris. You want to make sure you have a Spirit Host. I actually farmed multiple of them along the way. Make sure you have a War Maiden. I told you to get 2 War Maidens, but I have my main War Maiden and then I have my extra War Maiden. And then you have your Diabolist. I always say it wrong, but you're Diabolist. So once you get these characters, you need to get them to level 30 and a 3-star awaken. So my Harris, I accidentally took to 4-star. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. So I took her to 4-star, I think through auto promote. So that's my bad, but you only need them to be level 30 and fully awaken. Once you do that, you can come into the fusion, click on Relic Keeper, and you will feed the characters into here. Okay, so you'll go in and you just click each character individually. So we'll take this War Maiden. It's currently on my tag team arena. Okay, I gotta switch that one. Yeah, I have the wrong one in there, but you'll go in, then you click on the next one, then you put the next one in, and then you'll click on the next one, put the next one in, and you'll put all 4 in. Once you do that, you'll click fuse, it'll cost some silver, and then you'll fuse that character. That is one of the ultimate goals, but along the way now, we are to a point where we're going to knock out a few more things. Okay, one of the things that we're going to knock out is our missions. Okay, I want you to start going through these missions all the way up to that mission where we have to fuse Justicar. All right, see, there's a ton of missions to go through along the way. Some of you guys may have already done this. Most likely those of you that are trying to follow when I'm making this, you already have because you're waiting on me. But our goal is to clear out all of these. A lot of these, you've already known what to do in terms of what I showed before. But a lot of them are going to be these spirit or the keeps. Okay, with the keeps, you are going to have to wait until the day that they open. It is not worth opening the keep with gems. Okay, just be patient. Play. You're in no rush. I know the rewards are kind of nice for some of these, but just wait for them to open up and you'll be good to go. And now that you're Kayla 6-star, you'll be able to farm a much higher version of each of these. I'm going to go over a few more characters along the way as well, but I want you to knock out as much of this as you can over the next few days. The other thing that we are going to work on now is going to be if we come into our challenges, we can earn a little bit more of this. So always be trying to work toward your challenges. So this is summoner rare, everything. We'll just finish those passively. These are ways you can get some extra stamina. You can come in and farm for gauntlets, attack percentage, primary stat from clearing, campaign location, or hard to hire. So you can just do brutal. So you could farm for speed set, potentially. That's what I'm going to do to finish up these next 2 missions. And then from there, well, this is equip, but we have to win the one, and then we'll go through and finish up these missions, which I will show along the way as I do them. But then what I want us to work on now is this. So we need to remove or steal a shield buff from the Magic Guardian while beating stage 7 of the Magic Keep. Okay, so those of you guys that started with my promo code, you're going to have the character Sun Wukong. There's the character Loki. There's a bunch of different characters, so you need to come in and look at your different abilities, and this says before attacking steals all buffs from all enemies. So my Sun Wukong can steal the buff from that stage, meaning that whenever that is available, I need to go in and start working on each of these challenges. If you've already done that, that's fantastic. Okay, if you've already gone in and finished these challenges, that's great. But for me, I'm going to have to go each day and just try to see which ones I'm able to complete. Now, this one is place a heal reduction debuff on, but you have to beat the stage that it says for this. So with the putting the heal block on, we have the character Rocktooth. Okay, so Rocktooth, you can just put any gear on him, leave him level 30, it's fine. This is the one place we're using him. We may end up using him more if we want to farm higher Spirit Altar and we're starting to struggle a bit. But for right now, just to finish that mission, just get your Rocktooth geared up a little bit, plus 8 gear will work, and then go through and beat that. And then the other missions are going to be your block debuffs buff on a champion. Use a skill that removes debuffs while beating stage 7 of Void Keep. Okay, so with Void Keep, we have multiple characters that can do this. Void Keep's the one that's only open once a week, though. So it's going to be on Saturday reset up until Sunday reset. That is only open once. But we have a character, our Ugo cleanses 1 debuff. So our Ugo would beat this challenge. So with Ugo, removes all hero reduction, then removes 1 random debuff from all allies. Okay, so if you're using my code, Ugo's great. This is part of why I grabbed another Spirit Host. Those of you guys, she places a block debuff on all allies for 1 turn. So that would also complete the challenge as well. So Spirit Host is actually a decent 3-star. So is War Maiden. War Maiden's one of the other very, very good 3-stars. So the next thing that I want to do to get you guys to where you have something else that you can work on while I am finishing up my missions to catch up to everyone. I have to wait for each spirit altar to open up, but we are going to be building up a couple of characters. So I told you guys to be farming for speed boots. All right, speed boots from the stage 6 of, or chapter 6, stage 6. I wanted you to try to get 4 or 5-star speed boots. Hopefully you got a 5-star speed boot. I did not. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a 4-star speed boot on. That's fine. And then I'm going to take a secondary speed set piece. I don't believe I have this. This has speed. So I'm going to go ahead and equip this. We're gearing up our extra War Maiden I had you guys farm for. So with this, you're going to level up your speed boots. If you have a bunch of 4-stars, one thing you can do is check to see what the first stat rolls. So if you're going to be putting it on an attack character, you're going to be wanting to roll crit chance, crit damage, attack percent, those kind of skills. If you're wanting to put it on a support style character, which we will be using a lot of these boots. So this rolled attack and HP, so it kind of got a split. So the next one I'm going to take up to +8. This one already has HP, so it'll go into HP guaranteed. And then the next one, we hope for defense percent. And we got res, that's not that bad. So this would go on, say, a healer style character. HP, defense, res. It'd be good on some kind of support healing style unit. Now this one, we'll go ahead and hit upgrade and see where the stats go. We got attack. Okay, so we're hoping to get crit chance, crit damage. We got defense. So this one's one that's kind of up in the air everywhere. And then we go to the next one and try it. Okay, doing just a +4, +8 is very cheap. So this we want attack or crit chance or accuracy. Attack. So this is looking like it's going to be a damage boot. So I'm going to go to +12. And we got HP. So that is, it is what it is. These first little batches of speed boots you'll use on your starting roster for now, because once we get our characters geared, I'll show off all of mine once I go through and fully gear them up. You can see the kind of gear and I'll explain why. But with gearing them like with this kind of lower end gear, we will eventually move this gear over to our faction war characters, and then it allows us to have multiple uses for them. So we need to get this early game gear to where we can start grinding for the end game gear. Without getting this early game gear, you're going to be, if you're trying to use the non-speed boots and all the basic gear that the game is giving you to this point, you're not going to make it very far. So that is a really big progression, like stepping stone point, I don't know, progression point, is farming for this early speed gear. One of the other things I did was I took this piece that had the 5 speed. This was a reward for the very beginning of the game when we had the beginners tournament. Okay, you can click through, see if you have any other piece that has speed on it. If you do, cool. If you don't, it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and take this crit rate gauntlet and put it on my War Maiden. And then I would like to put her on lifesteal, but I know I don't have any at the current moment. So I'm going to take this 5-star shield and see if it rolls speed here. It did not. But it rolled crit damage, so it's not the worst. I'm going to upgrade it one more time just to see if it goes speed. It did not. Okay, so our goal is to try to get as much speed as possible. This I'm going to take straight to +8. Hope for speed or crit damage. HP, not the greatest. And that's the next one is going to be this. I'll just go ahead and take it +4 first. We got res. It's not. I'll just take it +8 just to see. We did not get speed on anything, but that has res and defense, so it kind of synergizing stats to put on another character. And then lastly, there's this piece, but it has no speed on it. But the thing with speed set is it's a 2-piece set that gives an additional 12% speed off your base speed. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece that had the additional, or the crit damage, and I'm going to go ahead and equip it. Okay, I'm just going to go with that and make it work. So let's go ahead and equip this. And now our goal with our War Maiden, that's what we're building right now, is War Maiden, which I'll go through each character at the end, but this is just follow along, build one character, and then I'll do the rest off camera and then show and talk about it all. But our goal is to get our War Maiden to the fastest we can. All right, we want our War Maiden to be as fast as possible. We got res as our last roll on that. We would have preferred attack percent or crit damage or accuracy. Accuracy would have been huge. And then now we're going to go over to our crit rate gauntlets. You want crit rate gauntlets on your War Maiden because HP, come on, please go speed. or crit damage or accuracy? Speed. Okay, there we go. That extra 5 speed will help a lot. And then now here we hope that this hits speed. It did once. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to go plus 12. Go attack. Accuracy, that's good. Accuracy, you want accuracy on War Maiden. So let me go ahead and talk about War Maiden. I know I just upgraded a lot of gear. You guys may not have the ability to upgrade this much. I've been saving all my gold for when I got to this point. We got speed again. That's huge. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this to plus 16. It's fine. And we got crit rate. Okay, so we should be golden on crit rate. Very close. But we have 2 more pieces left. So, War Maiden. Reason she is good is because she is able to put a big decreased defense on the entire enemy team. So attacks on enemies, 70% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense. What you want to do with her is have her go first and then put the defense break on, especially we're going to be building an arena team. You have her AoE defense break, and then your Kale will come in and AoE and one-shot everything, or your Wukong, one or the other. But very, very good combination. It allows you to do a ton more damage. So that is our ultimate goal. The thing with this is, though, we do need a little bit of accuracy on her, so we're probably going to aim for an accuracy chest, which I will likely go farm more speed set stuff. Okay, that's chapter 6 is where I usually farm to get everything I could possibly need to get just the beginning couple characters set up. And we are going to move this gear, so you don't have to be super picky. It's just about having the right idea. Okay, so one thing with the right idea is we need our War Maiden to be faster than our Kale. So if we look at our Kale right now, our Kale is 140 speed. Okay, and now our War Maiden is way faster, 160. So that's good. We're already in a good spot. Ideally, if we could find some kind of character that pushes up our team and build them even faster, that'd be even better. But I know you guys probably won't have any of that. I don't know of any off the top of my head that I would have yet. I'll do some research, see if there's something we could all go grab that would achieve that goal. But for right now, that is our number one priority, is get your War Maiden to be faster than your Kale. Okay, as long as you have that, I will be able to go in and show you the use case of that. So now that this is done, though, we have her good and ready. One of the things we need to work on is increasing her skills. Okay, one thing you can do when you're trying to increase your skills is go into your upgrade skills, click on your War Maiden, and then you can feed a duplicate copy of War Maiden in to give a skill increase. Okay, so if you farm for extra War Maidens, you can come in, click a War Maiden, and give her a skill up with that duplicate copy. So you can technically farm all of the skill books needed for her and not have to worry about it. Now, another thing with the skill books, our overall goal here is to try to get the decreased defense up, but we're going to use War Maiden everywhere. So if you would like to go out and farm and be super picky about and like min-max, it's fine, but you get a lot of rare skill tomes throughout playing the game. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to take my War Maiden up to max. Okay, with taking her up to max, it creates where her skill 3 has a 100% chance, say a 75 plus the 25 here. So it's a 100% chance to land both the debuffs. That is super important. And one of the reasons I did that is because there's a tournament going on for upgrading your skills. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to do a little bit more building, but the War Maiden is the main character I want you to focus on next. But let me go in, I'm going to try to do a couple things. I'll get a checklist together of all the things I want you guys to work on while completing all of the current missions that are there. But I'll do a better, more simplified breakdown. I just wanted you guys to hear my thought process while going through a character. But I will be back in just a second. Okay, so I went in and put a little bit of gear on a few different characters. Our Kale is the exact same. Our overall, we can still get these 2 pieces for him, but that's going to come from farming Spider eventually, which I'm not too worried about yet. We still are trying to get our core team as built up as fast as possible and as strong as possible. So our core team is pretty much going to be Kale, War Maiden, Tagoar, Ugo, and then Sun Wukong. That is our core team for most things. We have 2 supports, a defense breaker, and then 2 very hard-hitting damage dealers. If you have other characters, you can try to flex them in as well. So like Alus would be fantastic. And there's a few other characters that you may have pulled that could be good. You can try to flex them in. Now, with our Tagoar, I went ahead and put him on a pair of speed boots as well, and I put a shield on him. So that is going to give us overall way more speed, and just that extra speed is huge. We're going to be able to get way more turns, way more heals, and he's going to keep us alive and moving way better. Next up, we have our Wukong. He's just on the basic gear I had him on from the beginning. Next is our War Maiden. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go out and I'm going to farm a helmet and a chest from chapter 6. I'm just going to try to get a 4-star or 5-star common chest of accuracy. I want accuracy main stat. You can go and sort filter, go to your chest and do primary stats. And if you have an accuracy chest, you can go ahead and put it on. So we could do split. I could do this plus another one, but I'd like to get the set bonus. Plus I need to farm anyway, because we are going to be upgrading a lot of these 4 stars to 5 stars. Once we get our whole team of 5 and 6 stars, that's fantastic. We're going to be able to do everything way, way easier. So now with Ugo, we went ahead and I had this right here. If you do not have a random decent set piece that you can use for the character, then just put speed boots. Okay, what's important is the speed boots, but I did get this from a clan boss drop, and then I have this chest or this shield here too, so I'm able to pair these two. Then I did some crafts. I got perception set for both of these. Again, try to do your faction wars if you can. So with faction wars, you can just throw gear on whatever character, go in and try to beat. Even this, the first stage will help a lot. And then we have our HP set that we farmed earlier, and then I got a ring. Okay, if you have rings for any of these characters, don't fully upgrade them. Plus 12 doesn't cost a whole lot, but going and putting any ring on them is fantastic. This actually ended up being defense, which was great, and our War Maiden ended up being HP, so it helps keep her alive. One of the things with War Maiden is you need accuracy to land your debuffs. Okay, so this decreased defense, we need accuracy. Now her skill 2 is attacks on enemy, places 50% increased attack buff on the champion, place an extra hit if it's a critical. So you want to, on her, use your crit rate, try to get crit rate gloves. And that's what I farmed for. I did a little bit of farming for gloves, and I got crit rate gloves, and these actually rolled okay. So you just go in, try to do what you can. Each one of these pieces has speed. If you don't have speed on it, it's fine, okay? As long as you're got a speed set on her and she is faster than your Kale, you're in a great spot. So ideally, I would try to, as you see here, I have this perception set, arm. If I can get perception set speed boots from crafting, that'd be fantastic. So that would be the overall goal, but for right now, I probably won't be able to accomplish that, and it's okay. I'll just leave them on broken set. Don't feel like you have to finish the sets. Just go for the overall main stats. Okay, so Kale, damage dealer, her War Maiden accuracy with speed, because you want her to be the first on your turn, and then your healers, you want them to take as many turns as possible while being tanky, so aim for HP, defense, effect res is good. For your Ugo, actually accuracy is good because he has quite a few debuffs, and then just try to build them as similar as you can to what I have here. Okay, and don't worry about the sets too much. If you have to break set, again, it's fine. And that is our overall core team. Now, what I want you to do here, we need to get our Ugo up to 5-star, and we need to get our War Maiden to 5-star. So that's going to be more campaign farming. So if you can find a piece of gear that you would like to farm for in campaign, or if you want to go farm for War Maiden dues for her skill ups, if you don't want to use all your books on her, that is an option. But try to find something in campaign to focus on working on the side while upgrading your fodder to create more 5 stars. Okay, we're not going to 6-star another character for a little bit. Some of you guys, if you bought that first beginning pack, you'll already have multiple 6 stars by this point. But for those of us that are going to do this free to play, it's going to take a while, okay? But once you have everyone 5-star, you don't have to 6-star every character in this game. You will eventually 6-star most of the characters you use, at least your core roster, for certain dungeons. But beyond that, a lot of characters work at level 50, especially like War Maiden. War Maiden, you probably leave at level 50 for a very long time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a real quick showcase into Arena. So let's go into Arena. And the reason we're building our War Maidens the way that we are is because, say we come into Arena, we got this team here. We are going to put Wukong or whatever kind of speed lead character you can if you have one. So if you see here, Wukong in the front creates increased ally speed in arena battles by 28%. Okay, that is going to make your War Maiden, who is already fast, much faster, as well as your Kale. So now that we go into this, you should be able to see. I think my Wukong is actually faster than my Kale, and that's okay. But we'll go into this fight, and you'll see the overall. And she doesn't even have a chest on, but as you see, they're all defense broken, and we just dunk on them. So that's the idea. You decrease their defense, and your 6-star Kale now will just one-shot whatever is left over of their HP. And that is the team. Okay, and then we have Ugo as the backline, so it'll be Wukong up front, and you'll get your Wukong stronger. We do need to awaken him and everything. But the idea is we have Ugo as an anchor. You need to 3-star ascend your Ugo. Ugo has a passive that once you 3-star ascend him, place a 30% increased speed and block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn when this champion is the last living ally is killed. So when he's the last one on the board, he will put the buffs up, and then he has a chance to go in and use his skill 3 and revive everybody. Okay, that is the ultimate goal of your Ugo being on your team. So say you go into a fight and they cleave you instead, Ugo can bring you back and create a much higher win rate for you for Arena. And that is just Arena. We're going to be using War Maiden everywhere. Okay, so that is the ultimate things to work on. All right, go farm up more fodder and make sure your War Maiden's geared, everybody else is geared. Whether you need to farm more speed boots, maybe you need to farm an arm that's HP percent, whatever you need to do to accomplish close to the builds I had. Second, do your challenges when they're here. So if you guys haven't finished this yet, when there are missions coming up to, I talked about earlier in the video how to beat each one of these, which character to bring. Go and do these and get the summon, because there will be a new batch of missions and you can get even rare summons from this. Lastly, I want you to finish, well, this is kind of firstly, but finish all of these missions, okay? Finish all these missions along the way. You're going to need to unlock tier 2 masteries for 4 champions. If you have questions on that, we have Discord. You can come in there and ask, what masteries do I get? Or go to hellhades.com, go to the search bar, type in the character, click on them, and go down to their masteries, okay? Discord's the easier solution. That way you're not second guessing yourself. But if you don't want to or don't use Discord, you can go in and get the information from there. Otherwise, though, go all the way through these missions. Keep going with that core team I told you of Tagoar, Ugo, Kale, War Maiden, Wukong, or switch Wukong out for whoever you want. And then push through all of these missions. It will not be hard for you. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and summon. Again, those of you, I'm doing this just for entertainment purposes, just going to do my summons. But those of you that are going to be wanting to do a fusion later, save all your summons, okay? Getting one character here probably won't change your account that much because you're already working on so many things, unless you pull some crazy broken thing, which with 11 shards, 10 shards, we're not going to. But let's go ahead and rip some summons here just for fun. And then we'll move on. And that's really all I have for the video, actually. After we're done, oop, Kale. That's the second Kale. That's funny. That's all I have for the video, though. So that's all the things to work on. I will have the next part as soon as I can. I'm going to be going through and finishing up each mission along the way. One of the reasons with doing these summons, though, is I'm going to get more characters that I can use in Faction Wars, which is big. So hopefully, maybe we get a legendary as well. That'd be awesome from the next batch of summons. Unlikely. What is it, 6%? But one of the reasons to wait for summons is wait to do your summons is because of raid up events. There are raid up events where you have a double 2x chance of getting a legendary, which is huge. It means that every single shard you use, that's double the chance at something. It's always best to save, guys. I know some of you do not have that ability in you. It's fine. I didn't get anything worth mentioning there. Here, if I got a Cardial, I'll play this account as my main account. I love Cardial. He's so cool. And if you're ever curious when it is time to summon, I did not get Cardial. I did not get any Void. That is nice. And our last two, I shouldn't summon on Moto. A lot of these other characters are good, but what I was saying with that is if you're ever curious which character to summon on, join the Discord and ask us. Or comment. Well, the thing is, these rotate so fast that by the time someone answer, like if you commented on my video and I go to answer it, this already might be gone by the time I get to you. So Discord's the quickest way to get an answer, and that link is in the description. I brought it up like 10 times. Okay, an epic, anything good? Not really. Cult Brawler, he's actually pretty decent. But again, we won't use any of these characters. He's pretty solid. As you see, he's good for Demon Lord, so getting the extra poisons is good. And last summon, just for fun, what do we get? Another epic, and not the greatest. Deathless. I mean, Deathless is really good, but as you can see from the ratings. But don't always look at these ratings. You can also go in and check Hell Hades for a pretty, or just an overall better rating. So this increases red attack all enemy damage dealt, increases proportional defense. Increases according to the number of dead allies. Damage. There are 2 or more dead allies. Always be a critical. It's kind of nice. Reflect damage buff on this champion. 80% chance to place provoke. It's a good faction war champion for sure. And then these debuffs are all really good. So Deathless is a pretty solid character. If you do, there's a lot of characters you get. you'd be really excited for. But I'm thinking like from my main account, I wouldn't use Deathless at the current point my account's at. So thank you guys for watching. That's all I have. I will try to get out the next episode as fast as possible. The next episode will be going in and setting up dungeon teams, getting to our ultimate goals are getting as high as we can in our Spider's Den, because we need to start farming for that extra bottom slot gear. And then we want to try to get to our Wyvern 13 or Dragon Layer 13, which we should be able to do probably close to with the team we already currently have. But I want to try to get all those characters 5-star. So again, go 5-star characters, do the missions, and I will see you all in the next part of the guide. Peace out.